Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer-term market analysis update for Solana, and I'm going to be talking about the idea of approaching a major breakout on the daily and the weekly time frame above this resistance at $26 to $27. I'll cover some upside targets and possibilities if we do get that breakout, and potentially what could cause a breakout here for Solana, again above the resistance at $27. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I am fairly active over there with crypto content. So this level at $26 to $27, it's more or less a zone and a range as opposed to one specific price point. But this zone has been a very important level of support and resistance over the years. If we start back here in June of 2022, following this first major capitulation, you can see that was a level of support. Solana bounced off of this back up to the range highs at $47 and then came back down, rejected, and then retested it once more just before this last breakdown and this last capitulation in November due to the FTX crash. And since then, Solana really hasn't been able to reclaim this. It hasn't even approached its November price levels, and instead we have actually seen this level flip into resistance. So far we have had 4 retests and 4 attempts to break above this, all being unsuccessful, with the first retest right here in January, the second in February, the third later on in February, and then the last one just a few weeks ago in mid-April. So clearly this has become a very strong level of resistance. In fact, if I look at this on a weekly time frame, it's a little more clear. You can see all of these weekly candles just coming up to this level, rejecting, unable to break out, and ultimately coming back down for the weekly close. The good thing though is that we have been holding up support, and this has been more or less a range, a very tight range in fact, with the support at $20, again the resistance $26, $27. So we've really just been consolidating. We did have a wick below this, but all of the weekly candles have been holding up the support, and we're really just going sideways here over the last few months. Now at some point I do think that we will see the breakout, most likely to the upside, because in general it does seem that the market has bottomed. The majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum, do look like they have bottomed and have pretty strong momentum to the upside. So I am more favorable to the upside on a breakout above the resistance instead of a breakdown below the support. What would cause a breakout and lead me to look to that upside possibility of once again reclaiming this support and then getting back into this larger range would be if the Solana Bitcoin ratio can start to give us a little bit more signs of an uptrend. And we don't have any signs of an uptrend right now. I have the 20-week moving average on my chart as the blue line, and you can see with this, it really has been a great job at identifying the trend and the momentum, which has been very firmly to the downside, very firm downtrend here since the peak in November of 2021. You can see every attempt on the weekly chart has been unsuccessful, rejecting at the moving average and then trending lower. All of these weekly candles have been unable to break out and reclaim the 20-week moving average, and thus the 20-week moving average has continued to average down, which has made this chart over the last year and a half pretty bearish and meant that Solana has been underperforming Bitcoin. It has had worse returns than Bitcoin, and it's really just still down here in this lower range. What we want to see for the future and going into the next few months is for Solana to start to break out above this moving average, and for this moving average to start to slope back upwards. You can see back here in the bull run, we had Solana greatly outperforming Bitcoin. The moving average was trending up, the momentum and the trend was to the upside, and that was acting as support. So pretty much the exact opposite has been true for, again, the last year and a half. We just want to see that trend start to reverse. So for example, if Solana can start to have a move breaking back above, potentially into the 100,000 Satoshi range, and then maybe flip that into support on a move something like this, then we could start to look to that breakout as a more realistic possibility. Because as long as Solana starts to or continues to underperform Bitcoin and in this downtrend, there is the very real and likely scenario where Solana continues in this range while Bitcoin breaks out further to the upside, and on any shakeout, Solana just retests the range lows. That's what we have been seeing over the last few months. Again, you can see that Solana is below its January highs, it's below its October highs, it's below its August highs. If we take a look at Bitcoin real quick here, you can see instead of being below all those levels, it has actually broken out. It's broken out above the August highs, which were around 24, 25K. It's broken out very significantly from its October highs, which were around $21,000, so up almost 50% from then. And again, just really reclaiming a lot of these resistance levels. Whereas going back here to Solana, the opposite is true. It's still below those levels, and it is still below the resistance. So that has led it to greatly underperform Bitcoin, leading the Solana Bitcoin ratio down lower. So if we can get that breakout and start to see some more outperformance, then in that scenario, we might see the reverse, where instead of Solana ranging and Bitcoin breaking out, we could have Solana breaking out and Bitcoin ranging. So that's just something to consider. Again, if we do have the breakout, then we get back into this larger range, and we could have some upside targets like the range highs at $47. I think that's another pretty clear level here, being the resistance back here on the bounce off of the range lows. And you can also go back and say the same exact thing from May of 2021 in the bull run, where we had that as resistance, retested the range lows, bounced off support, and then we had the breakout. And that would be the first major target. If much further down the line Solana is able to reclaim that, then we can start to look at some of these support levels from back here in 2022, where Solana had some consolidation before further downtrend continuation. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and as always, I will see you in the next one.